when you be an efficient motorma, efficient motorman, not the macro. I can say, oh, you're
Martin, the Abasha said in your Messiaco. Onamuko Jodu Asare, Aquaba na pom to say.
Yamiadom Boko, I swear.
Yamiadom, Papa. Greater Accra also was fully represented. Greater Accra, why?
They can't say appointments.
At the time, it's not list in my. The last time I buy now official list in my.
But we had a hint of what was happening, and
yes.
It was only one that did not show from the list I discussed.
Yeah, discussed it the last time. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
So far, back open and
that's
health.
Health, So
it was
the same thing you're discussing.
Some pressure. Open says some pressure. So
now they can Greater Accra say 3. Greater Accra 3.
Well, I think it's not a good representation of the electorates, and despite the fact that Ashanti region was the biggest number of constituencies. You are also talking about results. I free region no buy. Well, to give Ashanti region 9 and 3 for Greater Accra, for me, I think it's not a very good balance.
So we are first phase.
Oh, it doesn't matter. That's a second phase, near second tier.
Deputy ministers.
And I'm just a second tier. Greater Accra, number 2 saying. Do you understand? I think they could have evenly distributed this thing in such a way, would be a good number. Later class.
About down to the quality of the human resources.
It's not about quality of human resources. You are also suggesting, the whole country, this is Ashanti region and a human resource award. But you can conveniently conclude, the last elections, friend saying, number of ministers, appointments they call is Ashanti region, and projects are Nankrofo that so say and before the elections, the number of times MPP paying for the president himself, the vice president, the various leadership of this MPP Omokugu Ashanti region just to convince the people of Ashanti region to vote for them and to try and get them, because Ashanti region not say so much in terms of voting and in terms of votes. And then more so little. And again, when it comes to projects and so on, now I say there were so many a year who can't found some So those were the rhetoric that people were putting out before the elections. And the president had to go there and convince them and also promise, say this time around, we have the opportunity, but I think the Ashanti region will be happy with what they've got. But as to whether Nyano and then how it has affected other regions, and we best crystallizing into a certain apathy against the regime. You understand? Because these are the you understand? It is your appointments and the nature of it. The last elections, the major issues were family and friends. Do you understand? It was the mantra, because a lot of family people were appointed. This time around, maybe a cue has been taken from Sa Mantra, no. This time, the likes of Atachia and several others, but we are waiting. Second batch, appointments of ambassadors, parastatal
CEOs, MDs,
we will do the kind of say
holistic analysis,
exactly of the entirety of the appointment. So it's a bit early for now, but the first year, because as at now, it's like a ministries.
Yeah, it's
ministerial,
not
that. The next one is deputy ministerial. And number 2, we are talking about 46 already. Okay. And the president said he was scaling down from
126 to 85
by 30%.
Yeah.
I don't know whether if you did 46 ministerial appointments, now say deputies. I'm assuming that all of them will have deputies. 46 times 2.
No, regional ministers will have no deputies. Indeed, the 16 regional ministers, and there will be no deputies.
How do you know?
It was in the statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we are looking at how that will affect.
In the 30, deputy, that we are 29, because back out of the 30, a minister of state at the Works and Housing, 29 deputies.
So if you added 29 to
46,
I'm saying
that should be giving you
about 75.
Okay, 29 plus 4 plus 4, 6. Okay, 75. That's like 10.
Okay, so about 85.
Right. Maximum 85.
Go beyond 85. So far, at least we are within reach.
Yeah.
And we are hoping, say, reduce numbers at the level of ministers. And then go and start padding the parastatals, CEO, ni omo deputies, any omo deputies, omo twin officers, because we've had that. But why na yejina so count. As I mean, enye say me bomb me stream one can be. No, your friend, this ministry. Ministries. Snit.
Yeah.
What is say what deputy director general da? Did you ever hear that? What is that? There was only one director general, and then they had directors right underneath. Sir, your friend say, usually one of the directors is promoted, and I say, your government may appoint you be as director. But here is the case. Yeah, what deputy director, and and some of the state institutions, you create director, you be in 2 offices under the direct CEO's position. I'm always confirming what, and I say commenting on what has happened before. Maybe superficial, ministerial appointment 85, but I could do the next year, now your party microphone could go. It is also to kick you from whatever was pertaining in the first regime. That's at this time, scale down. So 30%, it must affect all the other layers, from deputy minister to CEO to ambassadors. Of course, they are designated to friends saying. Because we all know that the economy of this country, as at now, it has its lowest ebb ever in this country. Since the Fourth Republic, the very lowest ebb. The projection about 0.9095. I mean, for a year, this is not the time to flex your muscles and overindulge. What I said, there is the need to appreciate your current position as the situation as we are, and live within our means. The last year was a period of a lot of wastage. sika be di and for the last 10 months. From March last year up until now. If I say last month and last 2 months, November. Sika nkwa be di and 10 billion Ghana cedi back from Bank of Ghana. Ya yesika you try. 1 billion from IMF. Omode bre say yen fan to try for COVID. $136 million from World Bank. Omo my 36 first. Actually omo bre another 100 million. I say yen so yen fan to try Eka ada eni ayanka sansu ye raise free. Yeah, is it the stabilization fund?
Yeah.
And also about $250 million. Now within 10 months, yeah, this has to come when you know. You didn't know. Now, you are afifu from a different era, and we are in this state. For me, it calls for sobriety. It calls for a kind of saying. Ahobrasie wahu sa akona na peja no de politics in the last era no it has to give way to sobriety. It has to give way to a kind of saying let's face it, because you will need the people of Ghana to cope and cooperate with you along the lines, because the hard times say you need to go and negotiate with people, whatever they were earning, and the things, largesse be amunya, SSC a chucha bi na yetimi, you need to dialogue with people. It means you see what Parliament cram pono. For me, I think it's a way of God Himself mitigating the issues for us before anything else could start. I'm a creative ground, my say look. Say mambamua niema be kochi until let me do it this way, so that the MPs in the first place now yeah the Bibiako Parliament, it doesn't care, it doesn't matter whatever issue, we have the numbers, yeah pass it, because we had the numbers, we had the speaker on our side, until Bibia the court near pass it. Now the situation has changed. And you be now bet me Parliament, because you know, sir, to admit some man be crowd Parliament, the speaker know what the prerogative to admit or not admit. And we all give God glory to God. We also know to say your work case were caught. We'll come there, but let me just wrap up with this. Your case were caught.
Yeah.
We have a caretaker government in place.
There's nothing like that. That's alien to our system.
To some of us, we have a caretaker government. Say, Nyame na the
Supreme Court,
ebua. Na say, you say, afi ya mamu the legitimacy to continue. We will not hesitate to accord them
the necessary courtesies
and
everything
that they demand, or they deserve.
But
until then, they are caretaker government. For as long as they can, they should just hold the fort till the kingdom comes.
Somebody now, baby.
For the record, you need a different caretaker government.
Yeah, it's alien to our system.
Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo
has been
president of Ghana.
Yes.
Sworn in legally per the constitution of Ghana. Timo Bian Cancer Assembly, no, and this is for more dada microphone too much. Missy be Bian's son. Banda no nanchen record as a sebebaho. 2. Conspiracy theories, propaganda, agenda setting. A NDC for Tofia or Motafre Debia. Here, Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Oba Ashanti region wa maho a mekase wa money home modern na the next term all the candidates went campaigning meboa san narrative na no mo kano na ye NDC for narrative so wunya wo mo crop for Mugabe na to for set up radio station no mo kasa Ashanti for MPP anya hwe amamo a MPP ni ne kan and na wunya Mahama no mu no beja platform so e wa adwura no kasa asem na MPP ni ne kan into who end this narrative no don't push it say MPP ne kasa asem no MPP cast asem ni da and president so engine to mu say wa mo no ho modern asantema mu da me wa asantema mu I know say we got fair share of the distribution of the national cake. Third issue kwadwomesrew campaign ya to abenawie Akufo-Addo win election. Just say no cry 137 of parliament. No, we need to contend with that. Nemom ye can someone set me 10 billion. Ye this canon.
And we leave.
Obi, was you cry ye dinu na ye mama.
Adentia.
Ye di sika e mo mindset farania. Which we catch so be this canon. Senke kase enkoto nsuo we sei. Ene nsuo na ama ene sika na yira. We so be this sika. Nemom ye see ye kun COVID. Hwe SHS for
na ye dino use ye no was it within the context say obi awie anase ye use amanasa
na ye use by necessity kan ye ka se mfanto homa enwoma ye
sa no bia
sika no sa nom de ba se mfaje ye see COVID aba mitigating measures no ye famwa enti nkora na kwacho BC across the country we can nom kwacho on so hwe no wo mo start remedial school na se for no abansi mefo mo aduane ho ka when my mom said go school no me form hoka SSSC for I call ye square media troy me form hoka sanya ma we nyinara ye to nose mask ama wo mu ye mom sanitizers Veronica buckets all the measures across the country every individual sebi say adwuma ni nyina no sika na de ye yo obi ankwafo man kwatiti kontomra ha han ama nanim nose mask da no ana obi anko fa kokwa aba e ma na sanitizer da nti ye ka sem no a ma ye creating pressure ne say ye disika brankrofo e na obi awie sika no say e na ye se modi sika no say what to be catch me say ye see yanko ye 1 2 3 with this cash ya anye sika na eno anam news one of the networks so we be say COVID-19 fund for no say bakon say anam sika edma mo no mum kunta mo say some and no started say or running down some of the payments and requests via Wamaya Huedma. I was marvel. Say, na mo ye we say nyina mpo ni yenti no bitin chia na also just said that basically no pay demand no mo wie sika dedi. We don't build a nation that way. I am the second the last minute. One who I say could say a janino. Fita not the tuntuma basis so. What dear tum? What can now the chat and the conversation now should be higher about building Ghana. What I say? I no cry 137 our parliament. President no can say be some see no me Ghana for ya na koto abanu e na abanesa we need to contend with but eno so nkire say ye de be use no unnecessarily to sabotage a government say be who say policy we ye when it's a policy they go through a be man political advantage and ntimi won numbers be ntime frustrating no and also the obi ampini mensi he soldier for the prosi for the call parliament house and I must see invasion young individuals no woko nwebeja south municipal Emmanuel Janfre ya ne to abama no nti ya wabu akwa ne nkawe ne to ase no ye be call parliament ni na kwa kansem ye call ayi daklu ne akobusa ayi ne akwa no ton ne sa ton na akobusa kujeta black kwa no wo ma wo ho no wo to aba wo be be some questions e yo mo ba ho no maka so wo so de na invasion because some ya de na yesu yehu se emmoa wo man no a as citizens YouTube say we are not spectators but we are stakeholders and players of the game. We also ask questions. Now no dia bakun ma wo mo manya wo mo trim de when him say your constitution no e ma kwan say ye call Ablekuma North obedi MP na or your Snapchat or parliament say ye call ho ne fi se na dwuma enso ani
e hono ye okai queen north anamwa isa for saying ho okai queen north
Ablekuma North just say
Ablekuma North ye battles so yeah
na okai queen north wo mu wo honom no can call for the withdrawal of their MP when is from wo me wo from panel from saying unit committee
assembly
member
yes.
MP president there a impeachment. But a Kumiansa Makay, baby Ayatuabano, 1/3 of the voter population constitutes grounds for your withdrawal.
Yeah.
They bet you a petition.
And you say, Obia, Yanshed,
Yanshed, into more being function, it is more 137 to me them pay. More being function, it because there's no single MP or what parliamentar or what apart from women, 80% plus. Majority be num one more threshold say so because of mobilize and croffer obenya 1/3 easily of those who voted
the
for
voting
them.
population.
Into me ehye na manu so ye na yemfa Ghana and topono no so yen yare no yen krokra no yen money powder yen twi na nim pons ye na covid abantu twi pons no kra nyefe say lipstick na de betutu no na ya Ghana no yen ton ye na banfa so a obi udi hu faso de bi tum dibi kojo dibi mi dibi na fe ye twam de na de kwato aba no the chat the conversation
in command ye about regional balance no James Kwabena first say my brother Obi, sorry to say that the skewing of your conversation along regional lines is a disservice to the unitary nationalist politics we chose at independence and seek to entrench today. Ministers, wherever they come from, are to serve the nation. Today, with intermarriages, one person may belong to 4 regions at a go. The Constitution insists on ensuring regional balance, but practically, it is about delivery, performance, and vision of the leader along who can best serve his vision. Who cares the identity or region of ministers if they perform to the satisfaction of Ghanaians? It is non-performance that may most likely lead to asking who and where ministers come from. I come from Bono East and Savannah regions at the same time, for example. But I think, Kabila, the Constitution is also clear.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, President knew vision, but regional balance, the injunction on the President, yeah.
Hey, your share. Yeah. So what is Kabila talking about? I mean, 12 months.
That's how they are.
Oh, now who start you? When I'm speaking, I will take time. I mean, finish it. Yes, go you talk.
Okay, finish enough. Emra, next topic.
Catch some pine. Say, Emra na omudi PDS ni Japa issues Eco Parliament ni aden. Sa Emra na okan ho asem sesia no. Say it me di yi
withdraw MPB free parliament.
Samra na wo and MPs no pushy you can't say the bills bad, they don't even scrutinize the bills, they pass it just because your party and your government and the Ababeto, those laws were there. As I say, here we could have done that. Yeah, canon. We are going to ensure 137, whether you like it or not. The NDC is this and yet sabi manunko si sumuna so yanko to chacha and 137. People went and queued and voted for us. What I say? And yet by chance, it's not by game of chance. Inti omo vote ma yeno. Omo a certain hope in us. Say yen fa some your friend is saying checks and balances be embra abaimu because the government at the time was having an unfettered access to things happening around. Who feels say stabilization fund now omokoji the omode beyeno Nanka omokwa heritage fund but for the fact that they did not have 2/3 majority, at a point they had to withdraw. Sir, a friend said, and Kabana and also omayi yusu akaho. And mind you, mikase omwe dia, minkase sabi they obi kodi wonenum, but sabi you could have placed that money into Niema. Edi infasuobi betimi aba, so you don't spend the capital
Na oman fa anya nneɛma ɛde mfa so ɔbɛ.
Ye nneɛma ye di nkwa consumption. Anudie nneɛma.
Oh.
Ɛna ye di sika ne ye.
NBSSI loans omodema. Support omodema business people. 600 million.
600 million what?
Ghana cedis.
Me cut 10 billion. I also say 600 million Ghana cedis. What are you talking about? I mentioned 10 billion Ghana cedis. That is equivalent to almost $2 billion. That is what I'm talking about. In the last 9 months. Then I did here. Tell me. Tell me. Bobby me. We are journalists.
Now by
you tell me. Me say you. Tell me. You are a journalist.
No, but I'm telling you, sir, they shared foods during the lockdown period.
Food here 54 million. You heard how much you can say the finance minister came and accounted for 54 million. I'm talking 10 billion Ghana cedis. Do you know what it was used for? Tell me.
But
you know, as a journalist,
he accounted to Parliament.
Which Parliament?
The Parliament of Ghana.
So then. What do you know?
The 7th Parliament.
You have correspondence in Parliament.
Yes.
What have they reported? Say the 10 billion on a year. Tell me.
Have your MPs told you?
Do you me MPs? But me masun tiasem.
And then I also say
me masun. That is why I'm saying, say me it is a what TV educate your listeners.
It's needless talking about it.
Do you understand? You are utiha what TV no. You are utiha what TV no.
So don't
point. You see, let's be honest.
Yes.
Now you tackle issues, very well. Sometimes don't get worked out.
I'm not.
Ubo, your friend is saying nose mask Veronica bucket. How much is Veronica bucket? How much is nose mask for the whole Ghana school for? Pittance.
You think so?
I'm telling you the truth. Pittance. And then a teacher will be a weekly, and I say every day amount disposable dear back. Is that what was happening? Massa, please. We are a bit.
But sir, for all the, because you see, as I look at the number of recoveries for COVID, Unim said once you test positive, everything about you, state in a from your test and the double test,
thankfully,
everything.
Before elections, the finance minister came to Parliament.
Yes.
What some of the monies were used for. But some were missing in terms of it is there on record. Kofa final friends a budget. Now a final say the statement or no na shemu say sa accountability na can I can't see it anywhere. For me to say 10 billion you move 1 billion share this sector, you move 1.7 electricity because you electricity, you say water. Then when we are speaking from here, we will be well informed. But here we are. There is no such breakdowns. What we know about Okoji earlier, and then did total and so it was just for 2 weeks.
Because there's no breakdown for you.
2 weeks,
the monies were not used for that.
2 weeks, 2 weeks, and I did settle a Diani Ekochiche, a friend say, Abublushini, other parts of the city cities around Ghana. For just 2 weeks, makeshift foods, rice, need Kosiabako. Watching Kosiabako and the kicker. Oh, of course, I went home. Didn't you see it? Chicken and fish be baby. Nothing. You see rice, you see 1 egg. You see Kwewache, you see 1 egg. You see 1 kenke, you see 1 fish. That is all for 2 weeks. It's known here all the money. I mentioned different sources of funding. Ena me Nyawakano, we IMF nkwa sika 1 billion no. I bet me how many all the 600 million Ghana cedis, and what about the rest? Ghanaians want to know where their money went to, the things it went into. Not just come and give us the champagne, cano, just like that. I mean, Ghanaians are smarter than how
Edward we have to move on and look at other issues. Right. But we say, Obi, how are you? Remember, there are key ministries which normally has more than one deputy ministers: education, finance, works, and energy, etc. I agree. And until because say, share Edward's calculation now. Odi 29, nebe 46, no, amount 75, and there is 10 remaining. So at 10, no. Ebetimi Achicha one a good key ministry, no more 2 deputies. Obi, can you find out why government workers for the first time in 11 years have gone without the annual increment of salary which normally starts in January every year? Somebody.
Police for
increment.
Police for before elections.
Omunyebi. We no annual increment. So no for more election related allowance for elections.
Elections.
Yeah.
No,
the IGP is on record to have said that.
My child here more than 25 years.
Every January we increment back.
They negotiate
tripartite committee.
Now ebia take effect March one. No matter arrears no account. Na yentua ma January until say bia aban no beka say my increase BB abe take effect January and no there but your salaries no there. Nka usually kra no nka effective September. And no na beginning of the academic year. The COVID no exercise element no. Nti academic year bia September bia no say sa incremental jump no. Ubehu by buying negotiations on labor unions.
Yes.
And when they take effect when negotiations are over. Now effective from January.
Richard Kirk Mensah and the by regional communications officer at NDC or Western Region. Richard Kirk Mensah. We say perhaps it's about time Parliament passed a legislation to make clear one particular venue, i.e. cemetery, for burying all former and current heads of state and their vices. This, I believe, will cure any mischief or brouhaha that arises anytime we are confronted with the death of a certain or former head of state or their vice. That said, it's important for the chiefs and people of our law to channel their revulsion, if any, against the organization of Rawlins's funeral to the Victor Beho-led funeral planning committee and leave the poor widow and government alone. Sir Obama in Pokwase. Obi, it is very disappointing for a former member of parliament, my own former MP for Adenta, to make some of these unsubstantiated allegations. Finance Minister went to Parliament to account for that money. The one spent, the one we were spending, and the one we are about to spend. He should stop insulting our intelligence. George Quatten is in Adenta. Yes. We say, good evening, Obi. Can you ask Honorable Edward Sare? Okay, George New York, not very important. I will not read your message. Farouk in Tema says, late President J.J. Rawlins lived a fulfilled life. We all have two sides, and surely his brighter side outshone his dark side. I believe we give the family peace of mind to mourn his death. Going forward, I plead we don't give propagandists room to do mischief with the organization of his funeral. Rest in peace, Papa J. Farouk is in Tema and on the way about loads and loads of messages. We say, Aloteje calls for Deputy Minister of Fisheries will be laudable and help Ghana. And Dr. Amma for Deputy Education Minister. Manfor Sam in Takrade. Musa Inima says, can you imagine what 10 billion Ghana's this can do to the economy? It could build several factories and hospitals, but unfortunately, it was shared to, allegation. We are like Kelewole. Today, COVID-19 is here with us again. NPP is just a waste of our time. Musa is in Nima. Hi, Obi. We, the Nzemes, are out of the appointment too from Sule Osman in Elembele. There are still some more appointments to be made. Happy birthday to Mami Jemfua Osei Boaten and Kofi Kokoti Osei Boaten of Fountainhead School in Sakomono. on your 12th and 9th birthdays respectively today. May Elohim continue to be your redeemer, savior and friend. From your mom and your dad, Esther and Lawrence Osei Boaten, to you, Mami Jemfua Osei Boaten, and Kofi Kokoti Osei Boaten. Wow. Those are some beautiful names there. Ekosiisen, we would move to our next issue, but that will be after this short break. Next issue.
The completion of your beautifully designed house and costly project is worth celebrating. But wait a minute, your tiles seem to be popping out. Redoing poor tiling can be 3 times more expensive. Your beautiful quality tiles deserve quality tile adhesive to hold them in place and not just cement. At Weber, we provide you with the complete tiling solutions and grouts. Use Webercol, the globally accepted tile adhesive for all your tiling works. Webercol is CE certified, produced locally by Saint Gobain with over 350 years in the construction industry. Tile right and tile once with Webercol from major outlets like Esojaman, Skyview at Community 25, Marti, Pram Atala, Incrabia Enterprise, City Ceramica, Interstar Ceramics on the Spintex Road, Tagore, Cantamanto. Call 05